We're going NFC North in this latest episode of the Cross the Middle Show. I'm your host, John Kuzma. We got Justin Jefferson up first. So let's just get right to it. Justin Jefferson is playing lights out. This guy is in the conversation for best wide receiver in the National Football League. There's no doubt about that. And I remember when the Vikings traded Stephon Diggs. Everyone was upset because by trading Stephon Diggs, it left a hole in their offense. Then the Vikings turn around and draft Justin Jefferson. I remember saying at the time, this Justin Jefferson guy is going to be better than Stephon Diggs was. A lot of people thought that was crazy, but fast forward to now, Justin Jefferson is better than Stephon Diggs is. The reason why I knew that was going to be the case is because those LSU receivers at the time, it was Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, along with Joe Burrow in the backfield. I just knew those LSU receivers were different. They were on a different level. And if you go back to that offense, they're all the reason why that LSU offense was such a high-flying offense. Couldn't be stopped by anybody. National championship offense. And, they just took over. And now you look at what Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, and Justin Jefferson are doing in the NFL. They haven't skipped a beat. Justin Jefferson in particular, he's a little bit bigger than Stephon Diggs was, so that allows him to do some things. I mean, the body control that Justin Jefferson has, it's a little bit better than Stephon Diggs. Now, Stephon Diggs is probably a little bit better at going deep. But the thing is, Justin Jefferson can go deep too. He's so good on crossing routes. He can, cross the field, get separation, catch the pass, and then just turn up field and get loose. That's like a Justin Jefferson signature move right there. Run a crossing route, get wide open, catch the football, then turn up field, then beat everybody to the end zone. How many times have we seen Justin Jefferson do that? The other thing, he can run and set up his route so well. He gets separation so well, like we just talked about on the crossing routes. He's so good at making you think he's going to do one thing, then doing the exact opposite thing. Stephon Diggs is great at going deep. Well, Justin Jefferson can do that too. Not only that, Justin Jefferson does the underneath stuff better than Stephon Diggs does. When it comes to contested catches, Justin Jefferson's better because he's a little bit bigger. He's got a better frame than Stephon Diggs is. Stephon Diggs is a little bit undersized. He's just the best deep ball receiver in the league because he can get separation, take the top off the defense, and just outrun people. Justin Jefferson is more the crossing route guy, catch the football, turn and get upfield. But if the play ends in the end zone, that's all that really matters at the end of the day. And, with Justin Jefferson, he gets in the end zone just as much as Stephon Diggs does. That ended up being a huge, huge pick for the Vikings. Jefferson's not going to hold out either. He's going to let his contract take care of itself. So a team player, all about the team, not going to demand a trade like Stephon Diggs did. So Justin Jefferson, all around has been better than Stephon Diggs. You look at what Stephon Diggs is doing with the Bills, doing the same thing he did with the Vikings, trying to force his way out. I'll take Justin Jefferson any day. He's better in every phase of the game. The only area that Stephon Diggs is slightly better is being a vertical threat receiver. As far as, contested catches, Justin Jefferson. As far as selling routes on the underneath stuff, Justin Jefferson. His crossing route is lethal. Justin Jefferson scores on so many crossing routes. It's absolutely lethal. To me, Jefferson is better. There's no doubt about that. The other thing we're going to talk about is Jordan Love. So we have Jordan Love on this episode. So Jordan Love has big shoes to fill. He's taken over for Aaron Rodgers. It's obviously not easy to replace Aaron Rodgers, one of the greatest quarterbacks that's ever lived. I mean, how many MVP awards does he have? Yeah, that tells you all you need to know. I think he's got, 4 MVPs? I mean, Aaron Rodgers is cut from a different cloth, and when you're the guy that has to replace him, you got to be damn near perfect to even come close. There is some promise, though, for Jordan Love and the Packers. From what I saw in that Eagles game last year when Jordan Love came in for Aaron Rodgers, Jordan Love has a good feel for the game. He looked to the right, pump fake, then came back left. What that does is that causes all the safeties to flow in the wrong direction. That causes all the linebackers to flow in the wrong direction. Where did he learn that from? He definitely probably learned it from Aaron Rodgers, pump faking in one direction. And Aaron Rodgers probably learned it from Brett Favre. But that's one way you can, really hurt the defense is, you pump fake in one direction, everybody flows in the wrong direction, then you come back to the backside and you make your pass. Veteran quarterbacks can make that play. A younger quarterback can't make that play. So the fact that Jordan Love is making that play, part of that is probably sitting for a couple of years and watching the game from Aaron Rodgers. The other part is, Jordan Love does have a good feel for the game because some quarterbacks could sit behind Aaron Rodgers for 5 or 10 years and never be able to pump fake in one direction and come back in the other direction. To me, that's a good sign for Jordan Love. It's a good sign for the Packers. Another thing Jordan Love has is he has zip on his passes. Aaron Rodgers is one of the best quarterbacks of all time. There's no debating that. But when you start to get a little bit older, you start to lose zip on your passes. Now, Aaron Rodgers hasn't lost it yet. He's still what? He was still an MVP player not very long ago. Not just an MVP player, a back-to-back MVP player. So he hasn't lost it, but when quarterbacks get older, they lose velocity on their throws. That's just the reality of the situation. Jordan Love is a young guy that, he's in the backfield, standing tall in the pocket, and zipping the football all over the field. To me, that's another good sign for Jordan Love because at least he is showing something where you're like impressed by him. You know what I mean? If he was sitting back there getting hammered all the time, looking like Brucey from The Longest Yard, then yeah, there's nothing going his way. That hasn't been the case with Jordan Love. When he came into that Eagles game, had some real nice zip on his passes. One pass in particular was the pass to Christian Watson that turned into a touchdown against the Eagles. I mean, that pass had some zip on it. Christian Watson caught it in stride, turned the corner, got upfield. It was a big-time play for the Packers. That was a good sign for Jordan Love to come in and, at least produce something for the Packers and make it feel like not only are they not skipping a beat, they also can go on the attack with Jordan Love in the game because sometimes you get a backup quarterback in the game and you're just kind of surviving. You're not really going on the attack. You're just kind of getting through each play, hoping for the best. That didn't seem like the case with Jordan Love. It seemed like he honestly could bring something to the table. Now, it was a short stint for him. When you're a quarterback, you got to do it for 18 weeks in the National Football League. One game's a bye, so 17 games? You got to do it for 17 games in the National Football League. And if you can't hold up for the whole duration of that time, that's when you see some guys struggle to be a starting quarterback in the league. So we saw in a short stint from Jordan Love. We need to see it in 17 games from Jordan Love now. So that's going to determine whether or not, he can come close to filling Aaron Rodgers' shoes. Because I don't even want to say, can he fill Aaron Rodgers' shoes? I know I said it earlier, but still, it's almost impossible to be another Aaron Rodgers. It's almost impossible to be another Brett Favre. So can Jordan Love be Jordan Love and make his own mark on the Packers franchise? The other thing, I like about him is, it's really going back to him being a strong QB and his size. Not just his strength, his size as well. He seems like a big guy. Seems like a bigger guy than Brett Favre or Aaron Rodgers was. You look at some of the good QBs around the league, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, they're a little more filled out. They don't look like a scrawny quarterback in the backfield. They're bigger guys. They have that build. Jordan Love looks like he has a similar build when you see him back there, and you're almost like, this could be a good thing for the Packers. If it works out and he works, then this could be a good thing for the Packers just because he does have that size. He does have that build of some of the great quarterbacks we've seen, whether it's John Elway, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes. Jordan Love seems like someone cut from that cloth in terms of size and their build and their frame, you can say. So obviously, Jordan Love doesn't deserve to be in the conversation with those guys yet. He has to go out there and make it happen before we can mention him in the same sentence. But when you talk about their size, their frame, they're very similar in that regard. Really, that's all I got today for the Across the Middle show. I appreciate it. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm John Kuzma. I'm signing off.